Anyway, guys, remind you, thanks for coming out to the Bathurst 500 qualifying earlier. There are 5 at-large spots available for the Bathurst 500 tomorrow, and that is the first official event of SCL Season 25. So we're glad to have you guys out. Daytona Speed Week Season 25 starts Thursday night with the Busch Clash. Are you talking about the Busch Clash? Yeah, the All-Star races, Busch Clash, and then Friday night, the Marlboro Challenge. That's the IndyCar All-Star race. It works like this. They will set the field up to 14 based on past series champions, past series winners. Up to 14. Generally, in reality, that number is usually 8 to 10 that actually enter the race. Before that race, however, like before the Busch Clash, there's a 20 lapper called the Busch Open, and all the at-large entries get to race in that. And before you start, there's a minimum of 1, but however many open spots there are for the Busch Clash. So if, let's say, there's 12 All-Stars in the race, there's 3 spots available, and the top 3 finishers out of that one get to transfer. That's how the All-Star races work. But we've got a full crazy schedule. This will be our 14th Speed Weeks. It's 11 straight nights. Let's see, you got the Busch Clash, Winston Cup All-Star Race Thursday, Marlboro Challenge, IndyCar All-Star Race Friday. Saturday night has the Roar Before the Continental. That's when we get the Camel GT cars out for a special exhibition out there. That night has the Grand National race after that. Sunday has the Daytona 500 qualifying and the Daytona duels to set the field for the Daytona 500. And then we get into the week, and we've got Daytona Rallycross Nationals on Monday, Legends of Daytona on Tuesday, Sportsman's Division at Daytona Wednesday, Indy Lights Thursday, and then we start with the points races that next weekend. The US 400 IndyCar race is Friday. There's a late model race later that night. Then Saturday's the Daytona Continental, the Camel GT opener, along with... actually, I misspoke. The Grand Am opener is on the first Saturday because we don't run the Grand Ams before the 4-hour races. So Grand Am's on Saturday. You know what Grand Am is, Muttley. The LMP3 and the touring cars. That's the support series for Camel GT. So that'll be the first Saturday, and then of course the final day is the Daytona 500, which is very interesting because our 500 for the first time ever falls right on the day of the Daytona 500 in real life. So it'll probably be starting a little late because we'll be on standby for the finish, but there'll be a watch party going on with the drivers before. So basically, if you're in the 500 field, if you get in the weekend before, you're watching the race on TV, and then as soon as it's over, we're going out and running the Daytona 500. Something like that, yeah. Something like that. I mean, attendance is not mandatory, obviously, but, you know. All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and people are going to start pulling it in. We might as well start getting you warmed up here. Real good to see you, C-Tuck. If I can put you back in the active drivers list, I'll be able to get you into these events more often. This is Carlin, by the way. You get perfect time to come back around, man. We're just about to start the season. Tonight. Yeah, no worries. I'll Yeah, absolutely. The main way. Plus, you're already in the community. You see all that stuff, so you're good. All right, guys, let me run through my online list here. Yeah, C-Tuck and Average Gamer, good to see you back. All right, guys, like I said before we do this rundown, tomorrow's the Bathurst 500. You do have a chance to qualify for the last 5 spots. Warm-up opens at 6 p.m. Eastern. At-large qualifying 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And the race itself will start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Let me see if Warren's online here, and he can bring his Nair ass in here if he is. No, he's not. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead as you finish up your laps, pull into the pits. We'll give you guys the driver pre-race here. Tonight's event, special event, is the SCL Season 25 Legends of Bathurst. We've got 2 10-lap sprint races in these vintage touring cars. First one, obviously, here is your Mercedes-Benz 300. The next one will be a 1973 Porsche 911, both classic Le Mans cars. The laps are going to be 10 laps. There are no strategy stops. As per the championship races, you're running the default tires and everything that it sent you out on. We do have a different procedure here because Bathurst uses the standing start. Your starting order is randomly determined. However, it spits you out. When it spits you out, we're going to want you to get on the pace speed of about 60 miles an hour and just roll it down on the parade lap. When you come down onto the main straight, you find your spots on the grid. Muttley, which side is the odd numbers, left or right? It's on the left. So the number 1 will find the first box, number 2 will find the right side box, and so on and so forth. So you go in, you find your box, you hit the brakes. Once we get the field all cleared and set, this is how we're going to have the call. The leader has the call. I'm not going to do that 5 to 7 second thing this time. I'm going to let them try to call it if they got a mic. Rita, you cool with that? All right. So the leader will then hold it, be on the brake, and when they're ready, give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. You may go when you see the leader rolling. When you see his wheels turn, you can take off. So we'll give you the countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, green, and then you can hit it. We have the clean start rule in effect, which means we need to make 1 clean and green lap, and it'll be caution free to the finish. However, at 10 laps, this is we're only going to use a maximum of 2 restarts. If there's a caution on the first lap before the leader has made it back to the start finish line, we'll back her down, get lined up single file, and go the next time by. You can also make the call to use a sector restart if you want, Rita. I would use however you want to do it. That would be fine if you have to do it. There's going to be a maximum of 3 starts. So if you have a caution on the first one, you line them up. You get a caution a second time. That next one's the final restart. And so that'll be it. It'll be green to the finish. Once you've made a lap, made it back to the start-finish line, a lap under green, you call green to the finish either way. And that'll do it. Take it easy on I'm going to be up in the broadcast booth. Are you okay with you and Muttley, Rita, or do you need me to stay in this room?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'll be up in the broadcast booth, guys. When this race is done, we'll have another 15-minute warm-up for the second race. Race winner, podium. You guys feel free to join in the party, and I'll chat with you after the race. As I said, your random start, and I'm going to get you going, Rita. I'm going to stay in here until I get myself cleared, Rita, and then I'll jump over. All right, starting order is Rob Disco is on the pole, Ben is second. Flat Out is third. Average Gamer fourth. Aaron fifth. O'Brien sixth. Cat Guy seventh. Progar eighth. Outcast ninth. Rita 10th. Muttley 11th. Obi 12th. C-Tuck 13. What's the problem, Rob? No worries. Not many people in this room have. This is the only race that uses these kind of starts. Is the Bathurst 500. So this weekend. So nobody's used to it. You're going to be fine. They'll walk you through it. You're just going to find that first grid box on the left-hand side. Pull it to a stop. Give it a countdown and go green. But wait for Rita and the marshals to clear you.
They'll tell you, okay, ready to go, and then you have your say.
All right, 30 seconds, guys. You got to ready it up. Whenever you're ready, Rob. All right, let me get out of y'all's way here. All right, one lap around, guys. Get under pace speed. All right, Rita, I'm going to hit the booth. If you need anything, pull on over. Muttley's got your back. O'Brien's got your back. Progar's got your back. He's a good marshal, too. So, good luck, guys. And put on a good show. All right, up here in the quiet of the booth, not the cacophony of the drivers talking as they're out on their pace lap. It's going to be a grid start. We welcome you here to the SCL 25 Legends of Bathurst. We just completed the SCL 25 Bathurst 500 qualifying. Hossack from Apex Motorsport was your pole sitter there. The defending champion Shane O'Kano qualified in fourth. Give you that first five was Hossack, O'Brien, Baron von Stoss from Apex Motorsport, Shane O'Kano, and Flat Out, the rookie, with a great performance up to the top 10 set with the 500, Bathurst 500 at large qualifying tomorrow just prior to the race. I'll be in the booth. This is Carlin Hicks with you. We've got 13 cars here for the first of two 10-lap sprint races, special exhibition event here at the SCL Legends of Bathurst. I'm going to give you a rundown of your starting order here. There on the pole is the rookie driver, Rob Disco. Independent will be leading us off the grid. Starting second is Ben from AMG Motorsport, who has qualified into the Bathurst 500 earlier. Starting third, Flat Out from Renaissance Racing. Right there in the red and black car, he is also in the 500. Another rookie driver, Average Gamer, coming in here to make an appearance in the 82 car. Very fast in practice. Expect good things from him. In fifth is Aaron CW from AMG Motorsports. He is in the Bathurst 500 as well. O'Brien from JME Motorsports, reigning Camel GT3 champion, is your sixth place starter. He is starting second in the Bathurst 500. OGR Cat Guy in the 19 car for TOW Racing, starting seventh. Progar will be starting in eighth place right there in the 83 cars and independent. Starting in ninth is CM Outcast for AMG Motorsport. 10th will be Rita St. James of JME Motorsport. 11th is Muttley, qualified in the Bathurst 500, the Aussie native, will be starting in 11th position out of the Renaissance Racing stable. 12th will be the rookie driver OBE, and 13th C-Tuck. Both of those drivers are independents. Meanwhile, we'll get back up here, take a look, gives you some more cockpit cams later on. There's the view from inside. The cars they are racing, the 1971 Mercedes-Benz 300 SCL, a classic Le Mans GT car, I should say. As they're going to come down to the grid on the front stretch and get ready for a grid start. Clean start rules in effect. We make a clean green lap. It'll be green to the finish. Rob Disco, it's a random draw for the start. Rob making his first ever start on the pole. And he's nervous about it. He talked about it in the pre-race. He's nervous about being the one who's starting on the pole, but this is a driver who's very experienced on other platforms, Assetto Corso and whatnot. Just a matter of time, and I think he will. Just a matter of time, and I think he will catch up to the. I think he will catch up most certainly on the new software. Rookie driver here in the SCL. We're looking for good things out of him as they're waiting to get the grid set. Should see Rob pull forward a little bit into the one spot. He's actually behind the second place starter right now. Wonder if they're going to let him hold that line, or is he going to move it up? Looks like he needs to move it up onto the line and actually take the pole shot there, but they're going to let him stand where he is as he's going to be making the call, it appears. He's got Ben on the outside row. We're holding for the start of the Legends of Bathurst special event. And we've got to go. Rob gets a good jump off the line. Pulls it down into turn one, hell corner. Let's go onto the chase cam at the back of the field here. This is where all the action's going to be. Got two cars banging up. We got a big accident there, and coming out of turn one, I believe Aaron's involved, O'Brien's involved. C-Tuck seemed to get through it. That's going to wave off the start. And now it's going to be a rolling start from this point forward. So we try to get a good view of what's going on in here as these cars start to get back and rolling. Anybody watching there, it is a rolling start on the restart here. Do not believe they're going to grid back up. It's going to be a rolling restart as they are getting back into their starting positions after the first lap schmozzle, as Derek Daly would call it. Whole lot of nationalities in the field as per usual in an SCL race. We've got USA, Australia, USA, Ireland, USA, Great Britain, England, to be precise, USA, Australia, and USA. These cars are coming back down through here, getting ready for the restart. Rob Disco out in front of Ben here as they're working lap 2 of 11 on the board, getting ready to take the green. Caution flag there on the start, almost immediately coming out of hell corner onto the mountain straight. Give you an onboard here at some point of the track as they go down through the dipper. Rob very nervous about being on the pole. I really believe he'll get it though. He talks good racing. I've seen him put up fast laps in practice. And he gets a chance to make a hole shot here as they come down through what's known as Forest Elbow onto the Conrad Straight, one of the two most important turns along with Hell Corner, going onto the Mountain Straight, longest straightaway, completed by a very fast turn at the end of it. The chase here at the end of Conrad as these cars are banging each other around, getting way too close under the yellow. Looking silly out there. Somebody got sent around as they come down towards the chase. They're slowing down the field. I'm going to get onto the back of the field here on our chase cam. Who the hell is that all over? Muttley's all over the track. OBE's all over the track. I'm not really sure what they're doing here. They should get it rolling and get a restart. Going 60 miles an hour here, guys. I know you're trying to get a good jump, but there ain't much of a jump to get when you got Hell Corner about 100 yards in front of you. So I would think taking it easy would probably, discretion's a better part of valor here in a race like this. But it is a sprint race. Guys know they have to, they're in a random starting spot. They know they've got to work their way through the field probably. It's a lot of fast cars that aren't up front. And we're on chase here with C-Tuck at the start just to see if get a good roll into Hell Corner. That's the key. As these cars come out under yellow in our first of 2 Legends of Bathurst special event races here on the SCL Racing Network. Is he going to make it out of the corner before they call green? Yeah, he did. They are green. Let's see how they handle it into Hell Corner here. Muttley goes to the inside of OBE. Looks like we got a pretty clean start there. The big story here is going to be heading up front. Get on about 5th place here. See what we got as we head into Griffin's Bend at the end of the turn here. Get up towards the leader. There's Rob Disco leading Ben into the first turn. This is going to be the key part of the track here as these guys come piling on top. Still seeing that speed at the moment. Rob's still out front. Get back on the back in the chase cam and see what these guys are seeing through the field. One of my favorite ways to view it here. Moving up steadily, OBE. Chasing Muttley. You can see just a 5-second gap. Rita St. James. CM Outcast. We got cars around. We got a definite caution here as somebody went off into the sand. Oh, Cat Guy. He's involved in it. Rob Disco has ended up on his roof. O'Brien ended up held up behind it. All right, that's going to be the final restart coming up now. Looks like Ben came through it. I'm not sure what triggered that up front. But it looks like Ben comes out with the lead flat out in 2nd, Average Gamer 3rd, Aaron in 4th, and Rita in 5th. Judging by the looks of it, somebody hit the sand, tried to turn back on the track, made contact with a car. Around they went. Rob Disco went from the lead all the way to the back of the pack on that, so he obviously, whatever his level of involvement, took the worst of it. And I believe this is going to be the final restart. They're going to line up knowing they've got 8 to go, caution free at this point, as they've used up the clean start rule at this point. Definitely somebody getting into the sand there through McPhillamy Park, heading towards Skyline, just coming up on the Skyline, and that's, I think, we weren't on camera on it obviously, but I'd say it was car went into the sand and tried to get back on. Somebody got into him. Now they're going to have to be clean about it. It's a cool Australian autumn day, 73-degree temperature, 89 on the track. It's overcast. Get to about, let's go ahead with CM Outcast here on his chase cam. Try to see the front half. Actually, let's go OBE and see the front half of the field on the restart. All right, they're green, and I believe that's the final one. How do they do into Hell Corner? Banging around for sure. They kind of caught in a brick there. They cycle through them. On board with Progar in 6th. You gotta remember these vintage cars have vintage brake and vintage tires. On board with Rob in the back here. First time through the cutting. Somebody went around. That was Muttley. Muttley went around there. They're still at speed though. We are green to the finish. Car is banging up on the wall here. O'Brien OBE. OBE out in the sand, comes right back in front of the... Not a smart move there. Very nearly wrecked them both. Now he gets spun around by O'Brien, who pulls through it. OBE kind of made that own incident. He pulled right back in front of O'Brien on the track and got rear-ended. So O'Brien spins it, going through Forest Elbow as he's getting hit here by CM. These guys are all over each other. Brian and CM making contact. Muttley and OBE now are at the back. There's a definite separation there. Get back on some cinematic cams up front. Ben, Average Gamer, Aaron, Rita, and Flat Out, your top 5. That's Average Gamer in the 82 on the outside, making a daring move. Don't think he has the angle. Ben's on the inside. Get onto some chase cam action here. Average Gamer in second, pressuring Ben. Let's see if he puts the bumper to him. Would not encourage it, especially when you're a rookie driver. But Ben's a rookie as well, so we'll see who does what. Came off the corner faster. Took the corner. Rita a couple seconds behind this, battling with Flat Out. We'll stay on board here with Aaron, top 3. There it goes wide. Back through to some of these other battles. These guys are right on top of each other. Battle for 8th right there. 8th, 9th, and 10th. Rob, Cat Guy, and O'Brien. Somebody in the wall. He's in the wall. Average Gamer put it in the wall. Yep. He's running well, took the lead. We said before, a lot of guys come in and show speed. It takes consistency to run in the big long races. This is a sprint race. He's now 10 seconds back in 6th. Gonna have to try to reset it. As up front, Ben has taken the lead on his own. Not sure if there was an incident there, contact. We weren't on board with it, obviously. And Aaron just got into his own teammate. Practically spun him around. Poor racemanship there as Rita shoots the lead off of it. Now she's got C-Tuck, who has moved up from the back. In second place with her as Aaron got into his own teammate, spun him halfway around there. And off they went. As now it's Rita leading C-Tuck on working lap 6 of 11. That bit of contact, though, got Average Gamer back into the mix. 2.4 seconds back. He's actually moving up. We'll get on his chase cam. You want to see it. We get a clean pass here as he's running after Flat Out. You have trouble and there's trouble in front of you, you're right back in it, and that's exactly what he's done. He's driving fast but banging it around a little bit. That's Aaron in 5th. Average Gamer's back in 6th place, 5 seconds back. There's Aaron. And that front line of 5. And some battles out back. Let's get on board with Muttley. That is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. OGR. CM Outcast, O'Brien, and Muttley. All battling for 8th, about 15 seconds back. They are right on top of each other. Nowhere to go on the mountain here. As O'Brien bounces it around, Muttley's going to get up beside him. Try to make a move here heading into Forest Elbow. And these guys remain on top of each other. Aaron's fallen back a bit from up front here as we're on board with Flat Out. Qualified 5th for the Bathurst 500 earlier, the rookie driver for Renaissance Racing. I know he's thrilled about that. He earned it, ran a very good lap. As Rita St. James, C-Tuck, Ben, Flat Out, and Aaron remain your top 5. Flat Out tries to go for the late break. Makes it work even though he bangs doors a little bit. It was a 50-50 move there. He's going to try it again here. I don't think he's going to make it work on Hell Corner, especially since you're going to have to give that position back when you cut the track, and he did. And that puts Average Gamer back up into 4th if he can make that pass stick. No, I'm sorry, Average Gamer's in 6th. That puts Aaron back into 4th. There's Average Gamer catching back up. Let's get to the front. Some more cinematic views as Rita just hung on, qualified in the final qualifying spot, 10th place for the Bathurst 500, the former IndyCar Series and champion and Indianapolis 500 winner. As they come up towards the cutting, C-Tuck's going to go to make the pass. Gets inside, they bang doors. And they're side by side. And I don't believe she quite has it yet. He bangs off the wall. He does have it now. C-Tuck takes the lead on lap 7 of 11. Let's get some cockpit views here. Who's got a great view? Let's go with Average Gamer here inside this Mercedes 300 SL. He is in 6th place, immediately on the tail of Flat Out, Ben, and Aaron for a podium spot. Average, a fast driver. He's made a few starts in support races. Still a rookie, hasn't run. Who is there banging around in front of him? Still hasn't run in any championship events. Definitely quick. We've seen that. But he's also shown a propensity for getting into people, like right there. Made what you can only say was a risky move there with Flat Out. I'm not quite sure where he was at because we were in the onboard, but did not see his car up beside him, so very difficult. We'll get back on board with him as he's now back to 6th place. Coming down Conrad. He's been very quick, but has gotten into 2 serious incidents in 7 laps that were more or less of his own doing. And so if you're going to succeed in the championship series, the long endurance races in the SCL, you've got to stay out of trouble because the best drivers are not going to make those mistakes. He's going to have a chance here. Not quite, as Flat Out comes back onto the track in front of him. Let's see if he tries a late move here. No, very smart move. He's a good driver, showing it. Has more speed coming through here and may be able to take him now. And that was very smart driving there by Average Gamer. Moves him up into the top 5. Now you got to brake hard and hope that Flat Out doesn't punch you, which he's a good guy and won't do that. Meanwhile, up front, Rita's got a little bit of room on C-Tuck. About 7/10 of a second. Ben's 2.2 seconds back. Aaron and Average are the guys bringing it up, but Rita's got the lead with 4 to go. As C-Tuck goes wide into Griffin's Bend as they head up towards the cutting and onto the climb. Got to be very smooth through here. Rita St. James is definitely showing that. But she's got C-Tuck right on top of her. That's going to put us on a chase cam to see if C-Tuck can make a move. C-Tuck, SCL veteran of a part-time. Been around for a few seasons, made only a handful of actual starts in the championship events, but he is a solid driver, and we're looking forward to seeing him in season 25. And right now he's in second place, in a position where I think he's going to try to make a move here on Rita. That position going around there with Rob, and Rob goes off the track, unfortunately. Got by too late to catch that one, as he's now going to have a whole line of cars on top of him looking to take that 8th place position. Rob's still trying to gather it from his little off-track excursion. Not sure if he was put off there or what happened, but it be what it be. Take a look at our gathers. Rita St. James, C-Tuck looking at Rita, Ben in 3rd, Aaron in 4th, Average Gamer in 5th. Flat Out's about 4 seconds back in 6th. Looks like we have a blown motor, as Obi has decided to park the car and will not complete this first Legends of Bathurst race. Big line of cars right there battling 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's Rob, CM Outcast Muttley, and on board with OGR Cat Guy. But we've got action up front as they head into Hell Corner. C-Tuck's going to try to make his move here. 3 to go. Ben a little ways back from them, needing a bit of pickup here. He's not quite getting the draft they are, which is giving them the advantage here. Hard right into Griffin's Bend. C-Tuck's been going wide on this track, on this turn. Not too much this time. Hangs on to it. It's right on Rita's back bumper. Can't get a place to go. That's the problem. He's got to run, but you're on the mountain. And that's allowed Ben to close right back in on him before we get to the, let's get some more trackside before we get later in the show. Rob has separated out in 8th now. He's got 4 seconds either way to O'Brien and Muttley. Cat Guy's back in 10th, bringing her around. CM Outcast has had some trouble and wound up in 11th, and Progar is back of the field, 50 seconds behind as we get back up front. It is still a battle for the lead here, and a battle for the podium. Looks like C-Tuck put it in the wall. C-Tuck put it in the wall, and he's just going to try to hang on to the top 6 now as they're going around him, coming down onto Conrad as he's trying to gather it up. Meanwhile, Rita also went around, and Average Gamer came up. What's going on? I'm missing all the action here, trying to sort this out. Rita and Ben get together. Something happened there, but these cars wound up out of it, and Average Gamer pulls through the field and now has a 3-second lead with 2 laps to go at the line. We get back on board. Ben goes off. These guys are just all over the track. He's losing time. Aaron in 4th. There's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Rita, Flat Out, and Aaron, but Average Gamer has pulled out in front of the field here. Stay on board with Aaron, who's got the battle with Flat Out for the podium. With 2 laps to go, it's by no means done yet, as these guys have been wrecking all over the track. But Average Gamer has pulled out into the lead once again. This is our best battle on the track and most important for the podium. Flat Out from Renaissance Racing, Aaron from AMG Motorsport battling for a podium spot on lap 10 of 11 here. Trying to over push the car a little bit. Flat Out puts it into the wall, and that is going to put Aaron back out in front of him and into third place. He's got time to make a run. Let's see what Average Gamer's doing up front. If he's smart, he's just taking it nice and easy here. He's got enough of a gap to where, thanks to the wrecks in front of him, all he has to do is manage the car for another lap and a half, and he'll be home free. Rita's got 6.5 seconds and nobody nearer. As we've seen more wrecks, there's Aaron going around again and coming down the hill. He's having all kinds of problems. That moves Rob Disco up to 6th. O'Brien up to 5th. We're going to stay on board with this. This is the battle for the podium, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As they'll be coming to the white flag momentarily. Flat Out just ahead of Ben, just ahead of O'Brien in the battle 3, 4, 5 on the track. And Flat Out takes it wide. Is he going to try to rejoin? Yes, he does. Causes a big shake-up as he gets bumped from the back by O'Brien and Ben. We are on the white flag lap. These guys still battling for 3rd up front. Average Gamer has opened up a gap with all the trouble behind him and is on the white flag lap. But let's get back to some action here. 1, 2, 3 right there. Ben has fallen back to 5th. While Aaron and C-Tuck are battling for 8th. We'll get back to that one. Meanwhile, Ben, O'Brien, Flat Out, 5, 4, 3. This is the battle for the podium as somebody goes wide. O'Brien off into the grass. And Ben goes by him. Gives Flat Out a little bit of a cushion. Unless he spins it coming down there, which he does. Flat Out just using ABS and suffering because of it. And pulls right onto the track in front of somebody. Bangs into another car. Meanwhile, up front, looks like the battle for positions are pretty much done there. All right, coming to the line with the victory in the first Legend SCL 25 Legends of Bathurst race is Average Gamer. Average Gamer is going to bring it home in first place. Rita St. James driving it home in second. Battle still going on for 3rd. Ben from AMG Motorsport looking to take it home in 3rd place here. He's just ahead of O'Brien in 4th. Looks like he's got it, 3rd and 4th. Great finish here for Rob Disco. Came through all the trouble, kept it on the track. Going to end up with a top 5 out of it. Meanwhile, battle for 6. Somebody goes around. That's C-Tuck in the finals corner. It's going to allow Cat Guy to come home 6th. Aaron in 7th. C-Tuck still trying to bring it home in 8th, which he will. Flat Out's going to come home a disappointing 9th. CM Outcast in 10th. Muttley in 11th. And Progar in 12th. All right, I'm going to head back into the race room, guys, real quick. All right. All right, guys. Good race. This was yeah, we'll get on board with you here and make sure that we'll, yeah, here you come. Race like that.
I had Outcast and Cat Guy within a second, and my TV changed.
All right, guys, good run. Congratulations, Average Gamer. You get the win at the Legends of Bathurst Race 1. Rita in 2nd, Ben in 3rd, O'Brien in 4th, and Rob Disco. Fantastic run, another top 5, man. Good job. Obviously, a lot of that race was decided by who wrecked around who, and you know, you can always make. We used to have a joke in the league from an old driver named Bud Is Good. He won a Winston Cup race at Indianapolis when he got loose in the corner and caused everyone behind him to wreck and drove off to the win. But he had been robbed a couple times before that, like getting wrecked at the end of a race. And we said, we're not saying you don't deserve to win, but you didn't deserve that one. Average was around a few times. You were very fast. You may not have deserved that one, but they all made mistakes in front of you, and you kept under. Same thing with Rob getting to the top 5. Just kept going steady while the mistakes came in front of him. And what do they say, man? The ball don't lie. Took it home in first. Good job. We got the next one coming up with the Porsche 911s. It's going to be a 15-minute warm-up. I'm going to get that started here momentarily. Obi blow up. Does he need another invite, or did he blow a fuse?
I don't know whether he
I'm not too sure, it just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, I'll get the next one set up here.
Don't see why he's blowing the fuse. I think I got hit by more people than me hitting the wall.
All right, so let me get to that car. Porsche 911. I'll make our liver. Go with this one, Rita. Race is 11 laps. Practice will be 15 minutes. The weather is the same as it has been. It's still overcast.
I don't have this DLC.
Oh, it's DLC. All right, hold on, guys. That's a Porsche in the DLC. I'll pick another car for the class here. So let me sort it out here. Yeah, hang on a second.
No, they don't normally run DLC stuff.
Yeah, we don't, and that was my bad on the call. I was wrong on that. How's this one, guys? Same class. Nissan 240 ZG.
Definitely, they'll be fun.
Yeah, there you go with those. No problem. That was my mistake. I bet you. What it really is, you know, as you guys know, the special events, the pro-ams, all that, they're a little more informal than the championship races, and I probably just misread the document because they wouldn't have told me to. They would not have told me to run a DLC.
So I see those 24, 22.
Yeah, sort your cars out, and we'll let you guys get going. O'Brien, we're just running that white and blue one. But yeah, good run, Average Gamer. Very quick, came through the field well. Rob, you did a great job too. It's when you're running these special events and you use the clean start, and it's a place like Bathurst, it has everything to do. I mean, you can't. What can you do? You have to try to pass a guy, but you know if you get too close and something happens to him, you're going to get caught up in it. So it's a crapshoot, but if you know, it's a good place to learn patience because, like we've said, if you can't keep it straight for 10 laps in these races, you're never going to do it for 3 hours in Camel GT or Winston Cup or IndyCar. You know. All right, I think everybody's good. Give me a thumbs up when your cars are set and everything, guys, and I'll start us off. Give you your warm up. Just give me the green thumbs up. I don't know, my philosophy at this track, and I think Muttley or if Shano was here would tell you. I try to stay away from people on the mountain, and then I'll I'll get them on the Mountain Straight or Conrod. You know, either one of those, but I try to stay the hell away from them.
Well, yeah, trying to pass anybody through Skyline and down through that bit, you're mad because you're not going to get through there.
There was a couple of wrecks that if I was in the room as the marshal, a couple times that guys tried to. The main two problem, most of it's just racing incidents, and I can't get on you guys. These cars have vintage brakes, vintage tires. I can't say nothing bad about it. But the two that could have been avoided: one, when you go off in the sand and there's cars behind you, like in the Chase or on Skyline, you cannot just merge when you're ready to do so. You got to make sure the track's clear. The other one would be, guys getting too wide coming through Skyline, and they'll think they had room there, but the reality is the other guy can't make the next corner unless he hits you at that point. And I'll tell you the truth, as a driver, in either one of those situations, if we're in a championship race and you pull in front of me coming out of the sand, or you go 2x2 and take my next corner down Skyline, I'm not lifting. You know, I'm in a championship race. I wouldn't give that up, and most drivers won't. So you got to be careful with those things. Other than that, everybody looks like they're good. Cat Guy, Flat Out, you guys ready? Give me your thumbs up, please. They're the director's stuff, but we don't use those rooms. Yeah, we don't use those rooms.
Directors and one's the director, one's a TV camera.
Cameraman, yeah.
Thing, so yeah.
Flat Out, Ben, Cat Guy, you guys ready? All right, well, Flat Out and Cat Guy can finish their sit down and get warmed up. You guys got 15 minutes. I'll be back in a few. Give you the rundown. C-Tuck, by the way, you guys got some good air. You and Rita's battle up front was great. I was on board with you for much of that battle, and you guys were doing pretty awesome.
We did have a good.
You had a good one. It's hard. I mean, these are vintage cars, and not only that, these are not the championship cars that we practice all week. You guys are just getting in these and trying to drive them. So believe me, give each other a break when bad stuff happens, because you know that you all have the exact same amount of time in the car, pretty much. So it's tough, but be patient, and I'll be back in a few minutes with you guys.
Okay, done.
Oh, at least this car's better than Mercedes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no assists. I'm having a good time. You should have caught me on the run out. I'd get me going in on the brakes. Downhill.
Sure that wasn't it?
Yep, I'm sure it wasn't me.
Somebody's parked the wrong way back there.
Yeah, that's how. Just taking in the scenery.
Come on, bro. That was a. Oh my God! If you don't understand, that was the first place pole position lap. Oh.
If it makes you feel any better, you got to
Yeah, right. No, that does not make me feel any better. What do you mean? I was over a second and a half better at the end of that section. Oh.
Random grid, I don't think it's a real problem to worry about.
I know it's gonna. I know. I mean, it's just for itself. Like, you know, myself. Yeah, but I did that.
The drive is pretty good back, so if you lost 2 seconds up front, then that's all you can.
I was fine. And then trying to make me feel better by saying something off the wall. Okay, yeah, this is a whole lot better.
had 3 beers and had to stop. Kenga, where are you from?
I'm in like the northeast corner of Pennsylvania.
Okay. What about you, Rob? Where are you
Yeah, good run there, bud. I'm from the northern part of North Carolina.
I never would have guessed this stuff.
Right there by Virginia. Yeah, I know exactly what Henderson is. I was lost. I mean, I was. That was in. Okay, you know what prison is, Henderson? I'm 36 now, so that was.
Yeah, well, you said something like your wife named Danville. Like, I know where Danville is.
Yeah, Danville, like, you know, I mean, we right here about the Martinsville Speedway and stuff. And you know that movie Grease, that movie Grease Lightning was like, you know, part of Danville. Richard Pryor played the first black guy that ever, you know, be in NASCAR. Yeah. And it's a racing story.
That's cool. I didn't realize that.
How you guys looking? Oh man, we got. We don't. He's had as much time in the car. Yeah, that's the thing that. Oh, if you hurry up. Like it about these races because of the fact that the guys who run for championships, we spend all week preparing whatever series we're in. You know, we spend all week practicing those cars, getting ready. We don't spend any time in these support cars. And when we drive them, it's just like, yeah, what the hell, I'll drive. And so a lot of the veterans get shown up, you know, whenever we come into these races. Like, you know, we're just... we just spent all week working on a particular car, and then all of a sudden we're trying to do this with the much more, not to mention the car, since their cars generally, this isn't a support race, this is a special event, but in the support races, because it's a lower powered car, it's more even. A lot of what gives you your advantage in an Indy car or Camel GT car, you don't have in those cars. So you're having to race it. Yeah, it's tougher. It's just, I mean, I went through it when I raced for real. There's certain divisions where you don't have enough muscle on the car that your extra bit of daring can get you more speed out of it. You just got to be smooth, and that's what the support races are like. These cars probably got a little muscle on them, I would imagine.
Yeah, Brian, that's the exact word that I was thinking. A lot of fun. I wish I could have done these 2 races and then tried to qualify for the Bathurst 500.
Well, I hear you there.
Oh no, cat guy, you should be proud. You should be proud.
Well, you guys wait till we get to Indianapolis, man. The time trials there. You want to talk about pressure. I mean, you're talking thousandths of a second is the difference between what's going to get you in or out. I mean, it's just something else. And we're going to have a slightly tweak to the procedure this season, Rita, which will make it very interesting. That happens, believe me, and the way we look at it, dude, is that if we, the day that they give us 24 and 30 car rooms, we're all over it. But basically, over many years of doing this, what we, one of the things that we figured out is branding's important, and we also found out that you want to get as many. That's the reason for the support series and the main championship series. It really means something just to make the race in the main championship series. And while you'd love to get more people into those, and we would use it if there was 24 spots or whatever, the fact is it gives an exclusivity to those races that makes the guys running in these races desirable to get there. You know what I'm saying? And it has worked for us. It's what keeps our drivers around for long periods of time. I mean, every one of us who've won, like in this room, myself, O'Brien, Rita, we've all won championships. But I guarantee you, our first 3-4 seasons, we got our asses handed to us. I mean, I didn't come close to a win till my third season. And it's just that's one of the things which makes this work and why we've had it going on 9 years. But
It hurts when you think you're running decent, you're still getting lapped.
yeah, I'm getting better and I'm still struggling. Yeah. We heard anything? That's probably where Johnny came up with it. The league started, I'm just giving Warren a minute to jump in here. The league started back in 2010 when Johnny was running. He began running a Thursday night, like basically what Thursday Night Thunder is. He ran that on GT6. That was the first season of the league way back when. It was short track racing on Gran Turismo 5 actually. And it took him about the archives start in season 7, so it took him about 7 seasons to get it to where they were really going pro with it. And then it was season 12 when they came to GT6, and that's when I joined up. That was my rookie season. And they were on GT6 from season 12 to 21, and we've been on Project Cars 2 since season 22, and we're about to start 25. So, yeah, it started off with just those short tracks, but it gradually expanded to where we got more and more types of races. But anywho, Warren, you there? That sounds like his breathe. I can hear your breathing. I know your sultry breath.
Better you than me, Carl.
Now, what I want you to do for me, Warren, is just keep talking like that in the mic and go, I love you, but I'm afraid to love you. Just say it just like that. I'm just messing around, guys. All right, we're about ready to go. If Warren can't get in here, we'll have to do the retire to pit box bit. But same deal, guys, here for the second race. First time around's a parade lap. You're going to start in a random order. I'll read it to you when it sets it. You're going to do the grid start. You pull up to the grid start. Odds are on the left, evens are on the right. The leader then does the countdown. I'm judging by the performance, Rob, you did terrific. So you took off like a bat out of hell. So I thought it went okay. If we have the clean start rule. If there's one, if we do one lap under green, the leader comes back to the start finish line. We're green to the finish. If we have a caution on that first lap, Rita, do not have to reset the field. It's going to be a single file restart. They are wherever they are after the wreck. It's a live stop. We do a second restart. If they do not, if there's another yellow on that first lap before they go green, we back them down, and that third start will be the last one. But once you've made a green, once the leader takes the start finish line for one clean green lap, we're green to the finish. And there's 11 on the board, and I'll get you guys going and get myself off the track before I jump back in the booth. But let's see where you guys end up. Warren, let me know if you're good to go.
Carl, you don't even have to go out, just retire to spec track.
Yeah, I know.
Go straight from monitor there.
I gotcha. Yeah. All right, guys, retire to the pit box. Do not exit the room.
Well, if you're ready up
Yeah.
already, then you have to.
If you're already up already, you got to wait till you're on the track. But retire to the box, and then we'll get Warren in here. Unfortunately for Flat Out, it'll shuffle our order again. Or whoever that is. Alright guys, retire to the pit box. Yeah.
Outcast.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's his wrestling name when he's a pro wrestler. CM Outcast.
So he felt outcast. He couldn't get back to Watcher, so that's what he came up.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It works. It on the archive it adds. We just change it and it goes right in with your old stats, so you're good. All right. Off goes the. Really? There's a lot of data we have to enter. Yeah, there's a few things that might be a little off there, and they'll fix it as they go along, but there's a lot of stuff that has to be entered in. There's bound to be clerical errors. If people know who if people know who you're talking about and they got your team on there, should be all right. All right, just give me the thumbs up when you're ready, guys. You're going to be heading straight out onto the track. Remember vintage tires and vintage brakes, as we often talk when we do these special events in these cars. Motor technology has come tenfold since the 1960s. Brake and tire technology has come 100-fold in that same time. So these cars, as you obviously have been able to tell, a lot of them have a weird braking zone and whatnot.
Yeah, and people do brake in different spots.
That's a thing Kip will go off on it, especially when he's given a pre-race this season, is that the argument that he braked too soon and I hit him. That's not an argument. People brake in different spots. You have to follow the same, etiquette you would any other time. If they're braking so early, then you should be able to get underneath them, And if you can't, then that ain't your corner. That's basically how they'll say it. It's the old Suzuka trick that I talk about often. I didn't have to be faster than somebody at Suzuka. I had to be within 0.2 of them. Because if I was within 0.2 of them, they could never pass me. Because I was quick in all the passing corners. And any driver's like that. Warren's got a couple tracks that he'll drive you nuts with that shit.
Honestly, I don't even know.
Where am I, Ian? Can someone tell me where I am?
You are 12th.
All right, I'm going to read what I got on the board here. Okay, we've got Flat Out starting on the pole for Renaissance Racing. I know. Aaron CW second. Ben is in third. Progar's fourth. CM Outcast fifth. Rob Disco's 6th, WKK 7th, O'Brien is in 8th, Muttley is in 9th, C-Tuck is 10th, Cat Guy's 11th, Rita is 12th, and Average Gamer is 13th. All right, you guys got the marshals, Warren and Rita here with you. I'm going to hop into the booth, and I'll catch up with you after the race. Have a good show, guys. All right, back in the booth here. Just read the starting order. I believe you guys could hear me on that as they're going around for their one parade and pace lap. As they're wrecking in the back trying to, as the cars spit them out. They are going to be starting from the grid. Flat Out, as we said earlier in the earlier Legends of Bathurst race, had a bit of tough luck to finish 9th, but he qualified 5th for tomorrow's Bathurst 500. With a terrific lap. He was really the leader of the fastest of the non-SCL veterans. As this rookie driver looking promising, riding run on currently an all-Aussie team at Renaissance Racing. He'll be starting on the pole. As we said, Aaron is in second for new AMG Motorsport. Third will be his teammate Ben right behind him. Fourth is Progar, the independent. Fifth is Rob Disco, right off a solid top 5 finish in the first race. CM Outcast will be starting in sixth. WKK from JME Motorsports will be starting in 7th. O'Brien is in 8th. Muttley's in 9th. C-Tuck 10. Cat Guy 11th. Rita 12th. And Average Gamer, the winner of the first Legends of Bathurst race in the Mercedes, will be starting shotgun on the field. As they're coming up through the climb here on the out lap, going to be coming to the grid. They've got 10 laps under green, 11 clean start rules in effect, where they must make a clean green lap and then it's green to the finish. But it was a good show in the first one. The wrecks, as you have to understand, these being an SCL special event, these drivers not familiar with these cars like they are the championship cars are kind of thrown in here for entertainment's sake. So you do tend to see some spectacular accidents in these races as guys get to grips with the cars. But these Nissans are fairly nimble. The guys in the warm-up were pretty excited about running them. As you can see, they got a real low-slung kind of feel. They should drive really well here around the mountain. As we said, tune in with us tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. green flag for the SCL 25 Bathurst 500, the first round of the SCL 25 Rolex Endurance Cup. Hossack from Apex Motorsport on the pole for that event. Looking forward to that. I will be your host in the booth. Season's getting ready to kick off. I believe we'll have a Grand National race tomorrow and Sunday, a preseason event at Texas for the Winston Cup cars. But the season proper kicks off Thursday night, February the 7th, SCL 25 Daytona Speed Weeks, 11 straight nights of racing culminating with the Big 3 championship events, the Daytona 500, Daytona Continental, and the US 400 in the Winston Cup, Camel GT, and IndyCar series respectively. Meanwhile, we're on our special events calendar here, the SCL Legends of Bathurst. After tonight's 500 pole qualifying, it's our final event of the evening. And flat out, the rookie we got 2 rookies on the front. Actually, we got 3 rookies up front, but these special events and support races tend to get a lot more rookies than veterans. Have a few veterans in the field, obviously. Rita St. James, WKK, is a former Camel GT champion. And O'Brien, also a former Camel GT champion. So they are holding it on the line, getting ready for the start here. Legends of Bathurst, Race 2. Flat out's on the inside there, right of your screen. Aaron's on the left there, left of your screen. So he's giving them the countdown. And we are green at Bathurst. Flat out gets a good run into the corner. Pulls it through. Let's get on our chase cam here, more towards the back of the field. Shotgun on the field with Average Gamer. Let's hope he doesn't force something here 3 wide. Trying to find a way, goes inside a very patient Rita. These cars are right on top of each other coming into Griffin's Bend. Griffin's Bend, am I correct on that? Let's make sure I'm not messing it up. Yes, as they come up towards the cutting, someone's in the wall. And that is Ben. Started off in 3rd place. And he hits the wall, hits the back of the field. I don't know if we have a caution. Let's get back up front. Did everybody get around him? It's quite possible here. Appears that we're still green. And we'll do our roll up here on the first lap from the back to the front. Rita, Average Gamer's moved up. He's trying to get around Muttley. Can't quite pull it off. There's Muttley holding them off. CM Outcast, Cat Guy, C-Tuck, O'Brien. Somebody's out in the kitty litter. Progar ended up out there. Cat Guy ended up out there. Flat Out ended up out there. So the front row guys are pretty much gone. I believe we're under caution now. Trouble on that first lap, and Aaron CW, the rookie driver, comes out up front with Rob Disco directly behind him. WKK up to 3rd place, O'Brien to 4th, C-Tuck to 5th. Big winner there coming from the back. Average Gamer, last race winner, moving up to 8th place. Big season of racing in SCL. Of course, tomorrow's Bathurst 500 here at Mount Panorama, part of the Rolex Endurance Cup. Many of these drivers you'll see in our top sports car series, the Camel GT series, as well as the Winston Cup and the IndyCar series, which all kick off proper next week with the festivities of Daytona Speed Weeks. We check out SCL Racing Network on the PSN communities, SCL Racing Network here on YouTube. Like and subscribe, and we will we'd love to have you on board here. Plenty of racing to go around. Preeminent console American-based sim racing championships. All right, it's going to be a rolling start here on the restart as Aaron's going to be bringing it to the line. They'll go back about 6-7 cars here on the onto the front straightaway. So we're going to get on board with Rita St. James in 9th on the chase cam here as Aaron brings them up to the restart here at Bathurst. Cars are very close. Pulling it around. And we are green, green, green here at Bathurst again. Let's see how they take the first corner. On board with Rita. She's got Average Gamer right in front of her, who darts to the inside, hits the grass. And Rita's going to get the runoff from here, I believe, coming down the straightaway. Thanks to him not quite making the corner. Not sure what happened there. Flat Out's inside of her as well there, on board with Flat Out. On the outside of Rita, I should say. Who's not going to give up that spot easily. Average Gamer does get around, however. Get to the 5th place on board, which is C-Tuck. He's got CM Outcast right in the battle for 5th place. They are door handle to door handle coming up here through the climb. Ooh, and just does get across his nose. Outcast just does clip him as he tries to make the wall there. And that's going to put Average Gamer all over C-Tuck there in 7th place. The Average Gamer, our winner, the independent rookie driver who won our first race tonight, was off into the sand. Does a good job, great job keeping that back onto the track. Somebody goes around there. I believe that was Rita. We got the 10 car. That's Rob Disco who is around, and I believe we're going to have our second caution. I don't believe we made a lap. And that is going to back her down there. Warren Kyle Keith, not surprisingly, moving up from 7th to the lead. SCL Season 21 Camel GT Series champion, 4 career wins in the series, as well as wins in multiple races. A terrific sports car driver, newly signed to JME Motorsports for Season 25 as he enters his 8th SCL season. Big-time contender this season in the Chevy Corvette JME GTE car, along with the 3rd place car running now, O'Brien, who won the Camel GT3 championship last season, moving up into the GTE cars and fielding those entries for JME Motorsports. As JME, the Season 23 Camel GT team champions, try to reclaim that title from the very, very difficult to beat Apex Motorsport. Try to get shotgun on the field here this time. With a bit of chase there with Ben, who is driving for the newly formed AMG Motorsport. His teammate and team owner Aaron up there in second. Fell all the way from the back, but as I said, these races, these drivers just getting into these cars, more of a show for the fans, for you guys watching it, for them to have a little fun before tomorrow night's serious business in the Bathurst 500. And they're a bit all over the place. Ben's way back. He needs to catch up to the field. He is rolling in now as they prepare for what should be the final restart. They've got 8 laps to go. It's going to be all green. Let's get up towards the front here. We'll get back on board with Rita in 8th. As she gets slammed by Average Gamer. Being none too careful there. Average Gamer with a daring move gets locked up there with Progar beside him. Gamer, fast driver, taking some real risks here as we're on board with Cat Guy in 10th place. As you can see, the whole field coming up in front of them. These guys got to be very, very careful coming into Griffin's Bend. And they go around. We got a big accident up in front. Big wreck up in front. That's Aaron, Ben, O'Brien, all caught up in that wreck. WKK fell back from the front, getting caught up in it. As those guys get on board with Warren as he went back from the lead all the way back to 10th place. Stay on board here with Warren and try to see what he sees in front of him as that 3-car accident knocks those guys back a ways, but with the field on top of each other, they may have a shot to get through here. Now is as good a time as any to get a cockpit view in this car with Warren Kyle Keith as he tries to squeeze up on the wall there. Rob Disco holding his line very well. Goes inside of Flatout, who struggles there through the turn. Does he have room? Appears Warren makes it through. And moves up to 9th place. This is one heck of a battle right here as he's trying to find a way around. Meanwhile, up front, Average Gamer in 5th. CM right on the tail of Progar. Let's see if CM can make the pass for 3rd place. He goes to the inside of him. Progar comes over on him just a little bit. They are side by side down Conrad with Average Gamer gaining on him the whole time. Holds it through there, and Progar holds it through the chase. And these guys are right on top of each other. Meanwhile, we're back up front. Seatuck leads Muttley by 1.3 seconds. Seatuck's led laps and was right up front battling with Rita in the last race until wreck took him out. But he'll lead lap 4. Muttley right behind him. Progar in 3rd. Trying to hold off. Get on board here with CM Outcast of AMG Motorsport running in 4th place. Average Gamer's right behind him. These cars are right on top of each other. They seem to be spreading out, and now I said it'd be a good time once again to try to go on cockpit, and let's go cockpit here with Warren Kyle Keith as he pulls his Nissan here through the Griffin's Bend, currently running in 9th as he's looking for a way around Cat Guy. Former teammates, I believe. It's just so hard to find a place to pass here on the mountain. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's having a lot of trouble doing it, nonetheless. There he goes around him. Gets to the outside, can't quite make it stick. They don't have much room here on Ben, who's just a second back. But they are definitely within range here, as it looks like Muttley took the lead. Let's get up front with Muttley. Muttley got the lead here on Seatuck. with Progar right behind him. These guys are on top of each other. This will be a terrific chase cam shot from the viewpoint of Progar in third. You see he's right behind Seatuck, Muttley directly in front of him as they come through Forest Elbow onto Conrad. Muttley, of course, going into his 4th season. Hasn't had as much success on the track as he'd like. He's now running with Renaissance Racing, and the owner Shano has really upped his performance. He's had some top 5s, some podium finishes, and even in a race such as this, a victory would mean a whole lot to Muttley. It would be his first SCL win of any kind. As they head down towards the chase, top 3 cars have a little bit of a gap on them. Progar just being nice and smooth, goes to the inside, not quite enough room to make the move there on Seatuck. But these cars are nose to tail as we come to the line with 6 to go here at the Legends of Bathurst. Progar pulls it around, loses a little momentum. This is the best action we can give you right now up in the lead. I know there's more on the track behind us. We want to see how this turns out. Progar gets to the outside. He may have room on Seatuck, and I believe he does. And that brings CM Outcast right into it as well, with Average Gamer also in it. On board in 5th place, Average Gamer, the winner in the first race. You know if he can keep it on the track, he has the speed to put it in victory lane. He's done it once tonight already. And he's got Rita just a couple seconds behind him with the gap, but there's a long way to go. Up to Outcast, we get a little bit of a closer view on the front 3 here. Ooh, Seatuck puts it up into the wall there. And he's going to fight to hang on to the spot from Average Gamer now. Meanwhile, up front, Progar's taking the lead off of Muttley. And Progar shoots to the lead. Somewhere up there on the hill. Muttley getting it sideways. You know he can drive this place. Aussie native. One of the few in the race, actually. He brings it around. Let's get some more cockpit action right off of it here with Seatuck, who's running in 4th. CM Outcast in front of him, Muttley and Progar. Every mistake you make brings the guy behind you that much closer, and with these few laps in a sprint race like this, you really got to put it together. Inside this Nissan, let's see where he's going to down towards the chase. Got to get on the brakes hard here, especially when you have no assist on like he does. He does a real good job. Recognizes Murray's corner is probably not the place to do it. Backs it off. Up front, Muttley still trailing Progar. Let's get a chase side view through the field here in our back to front view. 15 seconds back, Shotgun is flat out trying to gain some. Aaron, who started up front, is 11 seconds back on the back of a big group of cars. Ben in 11th, Cat Guy in 10th, WKK in 9th, O'Brien in 8th. They got a couple seconds up to Rob Disco in 7th. Rita's got a couple seconds in 6th, and then they've got 3 seconds to those front 5 cars started off here by 5th place Average Gamer. So we've got some real action on the track here. Let's get to the tail of this where we've got, ooh, tries to make a move there, not quite going to work. This is a trail of 5 cars right on top of each other, 7th through 11th place. And you're on board with Ben, rookie driver from AMG Motorsport. See a lot of rookies, as I said, in these special events and support races. They're also making ground up on Rita as well. But they're banging around. Warren just stuck back here trying to find a way through. Somebody goes wide there. I believe that was Rob. No. Warren, Ben. Cat Guy goes wide. He's going to get right back on it, though. But with Aaron right on his tail. So the entire back half of the field battling as well. Meanwhile, let's get back up front. Ooh, Seatuck goes around, gets hit by somebody. We saw something going on there. Flat Out has disconnected. I believe we've got a blown motor and Flat Out is out of the race, but some kind of major accident there involving Seatuck and CM Outcast. Got into it on the mountain somewhere, and that has opened up a gap now. There's O'Brien just in front of him. 5 seconds back to Rita, who's struggling to recover from getting through that. But that puts a bit of a gap here between the front group. First place Progar, second place Muttley, as they come to the line with 4 to go, have about 5-6 seconds on the rest of the group after that accident on the hill that put Seatuck and CM Outcast, who both ran fast today in both races, towards the back. But it's putting it all together. Got somebody diving. I believe we got a wreck on Rob. Rob spinning it onto the front stretch, running up as high as 6th. He finished 5th in the first race. He's back down to 10th place and trying to gather it up as those cars are so far on top of each other. But we want to see the battle here at the end. We're going to give them time here as well. But right here's your battle up front. Progar in the green and white car, Muttley in the red and white car. That's an independent driver and a Renaissance Racing car. Both of them drivers who would love to get their names on a trophy here in the SCL. Progar has won a race or two in the support divisions. Muttley has not. Muttley, the native Aussie, knows this may be his best chance. He's got a gap behind him of over 7 seconds. All the fast drivers got traffic to come through. Meanwhile, let's go back on our chase cam as we've got a potentially great battle coming up here. WKK, former Camel GT champion, finally making his way through that group, and he is on the tail of our hotshot rookie who won the first race, Average Gamer. We'll see if he can set him up and make the pass. He's trying to take 5th place from him, with both of his teammates, O'Brien and Rita, right in front of him. Warren, at the least likely here, is wanting to pressure Average so that he does not have the ability to go after his teammates running 3-4, although Warren obviously wants to make that pass as well himself. He's also just trying to stay close. Meanwhile, Muttley is right back on top of Progar as they come down towards the chase. There'll be 3 to go at the line. Muttley sliding it around. Progar just smoother through the chase there, and he's gaining time here. As you can see, pulling away. That's been one of the key points for Muttley. He's struggling in traffic at the chase. He's fast through the chase otherwise, but he's struggling in traffic. Progar runs it a little wide too, and Muttley's going to line him up and take another shot at him. But meanwhile, let's get back to the big action. Rita and O'Brien, the teammates, are fairly close together as well. Seatuck and Rob Disco, these guys are lined up nose to tail, so we're just going to go ahead and click onto our track side. Progar with a 1 second lead over Muttley as they are working lap 9 of 11. Muttley's trying everything he can to stay in it. We're battling on the track. Aaron and Ben are nose to tail battling for 8th place there. The 2 AMG Motorsport teammates as they come through Griffin's Bend there. Turn 2 for us Yanks. They are very close together. Rob's trying. Ooh, somebody went around there. Ben went into the wall. And Aaron's going to get, those 2 are side by side. Looks like Aaron's giving the position back after he got into him. Rob trying to hang on to 10th, and Seatuck and Outcast moving it up here. All right, we're back on now as the battle there between 2 looking identical cars. That's Average Gamer just in front Average Gamer in the 10, WKK in the 3, battling for 5th place, and the former Camel GT champion trying to set up the pass here in one of the most difficult places to do it in motorsports. WKK missed qualifying tonight. He's going to have to try to get into the Bathurst 500 tomorrow on at-large time. As he's trying to line it up here as he comes through Forest Elbow. Little scrape of the wall just like the car in front of him, and that may have taken away his shot at making a real move. Meanwhile, up front, Progar with Muttley right on his tail. 3 to go at the line this time. And these guys are running very, very quick. Ooh, Progar slides it. Muttley gets into him just slightly and actually does a very sportsmanlike job there of not turning Progar around and taking off. He kind of held him up, and they're going to end up in just about the same position they came out. So those two, got to give them commendment there. That was about as professional as you could do that in that situation. Muttley did not just dive for it and take advantage. He realized that, you know, he was going to get into him, so he tried to save as much as he could. Meanwhile, battling once again as here comes WKK on the right side of your screen, trying to go inside of Average Gamer. He does. As those two continue to be side by side, let's get some chase cam action once again. That's your battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th right there. Rita St. James in 4th, Average Gamer in 5th, WKK in 6th, the 2 JME teammates. Average Gamer goes off into the grass and is not going to be allowed to keep that pass. I would imagine with 2 marshals right there next to him, they're going to tell him that he's going to have to give that position back because he went off into the grass to make the pass. And I believe that's what he's doing right there. But he did a good job there. Obviously, I don't think he meant to put it over there. The car's momentum took him there. But he did a real good job of conceding the position and going with it. He's still got a shot here as they are nose to tail battling 4, 5, 6, sliding all over the track in front of him. Rita and you got the 3 JME cars, 3, 4, 5 right now, as they head down into the dipper. Rita struggling, almost going around. And she's fighting that car, and that's going to let Average Gamer get up ahead of Warren there, taking advantage of the traffic situation as Rita's struggling with that car through the dipper, but maintaining 4th place. Average Gamer, meanwhile, getting around into 5th. Let's see if they can make the move here. Warren's going to try to rev it up here and get the biggest run down Conrad. Rita goes wide. She's into the wall. She's going to, looks like she'll retain 6th, but meanwhile 5th and 4th place right here on top of each other. Warren has got the momentum heading down towards the chase. Burps the throttle a little. Makes his turn right on Average Gamer's back bumper. Meanwhile, up front, Muttley's on the white flag lap. We're going to finish out this run right here real quick. Warren's trying to get him, but just cannot quite get there. All right, battle up front. Half a second between Progar and Muttley for the lead. In the foreground there, in the background there is O'Brien running in 3rd. And here's the battle with 4th and 5th. And by no means are any that Rita held on as long as she could, struggling with the car, but finally fell out of the top 5. I think we need some chase cam footage here from this chase. Both of these, actually. Warren looks to make the pass there. He's the closest. When I see Muttley's gap close, I'll get back up to that one. He's trying to make the pass here through the cutting, but the Average Gamer is using as much track. He tries to go crossover on him. Warren's a vet at this stuff. If he can find a spot, he'll make it. But Average Gamer's using the track. Doing what I would call competitive blocking. He's not doing anything egregious. Like right there, if he stays where he is, he's fine now. When Warren finally gets around him as Gamer struggles there through that section. Meanwhile, there's Muttley trying to make one last chase here. As O'Brien closes in as these guys struggle, Muttley's going to have one last shot here. Coming through the chase. Somebody out of the race there as we just saw somebody, Rob Disco just blown his motor, so we've had 2 DNFs here in this race. Muttley giving it everything he has here down to the end. He's going to give everything he's got. One last shot in Murray Corner, but if Progar hangs on to it, you got to believe that he's going to be able to get it. He does. He makes a clean corner, and that's going to do it. Progar is going to be your winner here at Bathurst. Muttley's going to bring it home in second. So Brian crossing in third. Meanwhile, a battle for fourth place as WKK trying to hang on here over Average Gamer. Can't quite do it, or does it actually, as Average Gamer couldn't quite make the pass. And Warren is going to bring it home in fourth place. Average Gamer another solid run in fifth. Rita bringing it home 6th over Aaron in 7th. CM Outcast rolling it home in 8th. C-Tuck brings it home 9th. Ben trying to hold off Cat Guy. He's going to roll it off and slow it down, actually. And that's going to put Cat Guy up into 10th place. Not sure what that's about, but that's going to just about do it here. All right, I'm going to hop back into the race room for you guys. We're happy to have you here on the broadcast with us on the SCL Racing Network. I'm going to give you our final standings here. Progar taking the win. The independent. Muttley for Renaissance Racing is second. O'Brien for JME Motorsports is third. His JME teammate WKK comes home fourth. And Average Gamer follows up his win in the first race with a 5th place finish. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you tomorrow night here on the SCL Racing Network. 6 p.m. Eastern, the warm-up will open for tomorrow night's Bathurst 500, at-large qualifying at 6:45, and the great race itself at 7 p.m. Eastern. For all the drivers, this is Carlin Hicks. Have a good night.